what you're saying, because no, Claudia, it's fine. We're not even doing the music. We're just going. We're just
Okay.
going because you asked a
Okay.
very can you repeat that question?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
this is from our audience.
I would like to discuss that. Like
How do my
right
eyes look?
this,
Do they look purple? I put purple on
they
them.
look purple. They look purple.
I put purple on my eyes.
They
I'm so
look pretty.
excited. I
They
have
look
purple on
pretty.
my eyes. So are we live streaming? Are we live?
Yeah, we're
It doesn't
live.
look like. Let me refresh my page because it was looking like we weren't live,
No, I'm like,
and we're
where's my?
totally live. Welcome to Trek Talk, everyone. So from our TikTok audience, they asked a beautiful question, which was, so, as a fellow Star Trek fan, where do I restart? TOS, TNG, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise? Doesn't matter. And this is my opinion. I don't think it matters. I think the beauty of Star Trek is that you can start anywhere and go backwards or forwards. And usually, any Star Trek offering is an invitation to dig into other Star Treks. So, like every time we watch an episode of Strange New Worlds, I am triggered to want to rewatch episodes of the original series. I'm triggered into wanting. Oh, we're not on camera. You can put us on camera if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Um,
that. I'm resizing a scene right now because I was like, oh, I
Amazing!
want
I
it to
love
be
it.
more like this, as you can see. Now I do have
Right. Oh,
another
I like
scene that will be when we start doing pictures,
it.
but
Yay!
that's for later. So, but right now,
I All right. I love that you have the pictures, and I just got to say, you having pictures for our Star Trek conversation is the best.
I like it too. I like it a lot. So,
So, what's your
we have our
opinion?
purple
Where do you
eyes.
start?
Real quick, we have our purple
Hmm.
eyes. There we
Yes, we have our
go.
purple eyes to honor Uhura because we were both obsessed with Uhura's eye makeup for the separately. We were not with each other, and then we both got
And then you
excited.
were
But
like,
like they
"Boo!" and I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, and then I had to be like, because Maiamama is the one that does makeup Monday. I don't know how to do this makeup. I mean, I took classes, but I don't do it. So we just used fingers, and I got purple eyes. I'm so
That's
excited.
I,
But Maiamama, do you agree that like when it comes to Star Trek, can you start in? Well, maybe I'm wrong because I think that if I've tried starting people off with original series. And they've gotten so turned off by like weird heterosexism, like weird writing choices that were made in the 60s and 80s. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think it depends on what this person's goal is, because like
Oh, yeah.
I personally am a lore whore. I mean, I hate lore.
Oh,
Everyone hates him.
oh, I've never heard a lore whore
I
before,
like
and
I like to
that
know the
surprised me. Oh my
universe. I need to
god.
know all the lore. So for me, what I need first is something that's like definitely to my specific taste that has to do with the show.
Yes,
So
yes.
find a show that is specifically to your taste. Then if you like that, you start all the way over from the beginning and then you watch it all the way through. I did it with
There
Doctor
you
Who.
go.
That's what I did with Doctor Who. I do want to be clear, it was like 2006. And so I was like, wow, the special effects on this are really good. And I need to watch more of and I want to know more about this show. So
So
I
you liked
started
watching
over.
something.
Yeah, so I
So
started
you
over
liked
from
watching
Doctor
something
One.
that
I started
right.
Doctor One with his
Well,
like adventure.
well, with Eccleston, with Eccleston.
No, I mean
Oh,
I watched the first couple of episodes of
yeah.
that of the Russell T Davies
With
reboot.
Rose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
And then you were like, that's
2005
not
run.
good enough.
No,
I need deeper
I
Who.
said this
I
is
need
very
older Who.
interesting. I don't understand this fully, so I went all the way back to episode 1. And then and again, this was 2006. This was
So bad.
2006, so it was
So you must have like
really
some
really
awful
hard.
yeah, and
It
like
was
it's like
hard to
with the
find those
lonely
old
like
episodes.
Susan and that weird teacher couple and he was mean. He was a mean,
And
abusive grandpa. It was a weird show
well,
when it
no, no,
first
no.
started.
I mean, like I loved watching
Oh yeah,
the old stories.
I
I
love
thought
it
it was a
too.
really interesting starting point. And then moving on from the Doctors again through them. But like it was a lot harder, you guys, to watch old and
Maya,
often lost TV shows.
you and I are on the same page. I would spend hours, like I'm just saying early 2000s, I spent hours scrubbing the internet, going to pirate coves so I could find what my heart wanted me to watch. I don't know why I had like, because Maya, I watched all the old stuff first. I watched it in order. I was a huge nerd and belonged to the BBC, the British Broadcasters Club. And in undergrad, I'm showing my age, we had one of those big televisions that's on like a stand,
Yeah.
and we could check out the VHS cassette tapes from our school
Yeah,
library,
lucky
and they
ducks.
had all the old Doctor Who's. They had all the old Black Adders. They had all of the Monty Pythons. They had everything. And so I would spend a night a week in a weird room that we would get, like a weird classroom
Mm-hmm.
full of sweaty white boys and me. And I knew more about the lore than them because I'm a lore whore. And
Yeah,
then
I
later
want a
on,
T-shirt that says that.
yeah,
Copyright
lore whore.
Maiamama.
Yes. It's such a good description because I want to chase the why. There's nothing more than I
Yes.
enjoy as someone making a 2-hour YouTube video just being like, would you like to know the entire history of the Borg? Yes, I
Yes.
would.
Can
I would love that.
Are there
um,
pictures? Are there timelines where you like starting here
just
and then
where you
you
get
get
the
to here?
timeline.
Because I love those. I love me a real good timeline. If they just make me feel all happy.
And
But
Maya, I feel like this is the best entry point for this conversation because wasn't this episode like inviting you into some areas of lore?
indubitably, like I will say, like almost like a courtroom type of episode. There are certain episodes of Star Trek that are specifically created to act like that fatten up the canon, and they make you
Yes, yes.
understand. They make you understand that, like this episode in particular, makes it so that you understand that Starfleet, or sorry, that the Federation, like Starfleet, what is Starfleet? But that the Starfleet is just but one little part of the Federation, and the Federation are the people. And I think what did I write down? I wrote down excellent lesson that
Ooh.
we, the people, are the ones that shape the future, because that's what
Okay,
Uhura kept
Maya.
telling him. Also,
Maya,
like,
you and I are about to have, I think, a Star Trek fight. Where's my phaser? I need my phaser. I'm so excited because I don't think I agree. I didn't like this
so
episode.
there were things
I
I
hated
also
it.
there were things I also did not like about this episode, because I thought it was like straight up military propaganda that was trying
Yes! Oh my
that was trying
God!
to
I
make,
really
like,
didn't like
it was
it.
like Beto's very like, I don't like this
Yes.
colonizer, blah blah blah, and then they're like, and then it's like, but like, let's listen to a couple of people that you care about, like speak softly
All right,
about it,
all right.
and now he
We're about
changes
to
his
get
mind.
into it.
So we're
We're
like,
about to get into it.
probably.
So let's pause and do a summation of the episode before we get into it because I want to get into it. For our audience members joining on Twitch, this is or joining on TikTok. This is our Calling Up Justice Twitch channel, and Maiamama and I like to talk about Star Trek on Thursday afternoon. So welcome to the party. We love comments. Write comments here. Also, if you're not following Maysoon is an amazing comic, and I love her, and super, just very fun entertainer. So follow Maysoon. But we're also on the Twitch and the YouTube if you want to join us over there.
We
All right,
are.
Maya, the floor is yours, but I'm gonna go grab my phaser for the conversation.
Oh no, the floor is mine, so I have to tell you all what happened in this episode. Um, this is a documentary style episode. So we see. Okay, one thing I wanted to make
Shake it
note of.
down. Shake it down.
So we see shaky drone cam. We see digital glitching, so we know that it's a
Yeah.
recording. We see
We see weird
weird,
camera
we see
angles.
lined filter things, because and things that have like little writing in it, so that we know that these are the cameras that are on the ship. Here's the thing. thank you for actually acknowledging that there are cameras on the ship. Although
Yes.
we have known this since the
Well,
beginning.
no, but well, there's cameras on the ship, but not in people's quarters. There's no
Correct.
cameras in people's quarters, which is why all the episodes on the Next Generation could happen when people were getting attacked in their quarters. Every other episode.
Oh yeah, well there weren't cameras, they're just like sensors and stuff. But like in Star Trek the original series, they when they showed us the unaired pilot of Star Trek the original series,
Yes.
but it was a recording and they said it like it was a recording of the ship on the
Yes, you're
ship.
right. You're right. This is established in TOS. You're completely
It's
correct.
so
It's
it's
canon.
totally established
Yeah.
that all of these
Yeah.
ships are fully have cameras in them. And so I like that it was like, yeah, and here they are, and here they are, and here they are. So this is your classic space whale episode. They did this with Starship UK on Doctor Who, which we were talking about earlier, that
Oh
they're
yeah,
gonna
with
torture the
with the
space
space
whale.
whale.
They're gonna torture the
Yeah.
space whale to become a big
Doctor
weapon.
Who. Doctor Who gave us a hopeful ending.
Yeah,
This ending was nihilistic, and I did not like it. It reminded me of Star Trek during the Bush years. Enterprise. I'm sorry. Please continue.
So, we see Beto, who is having some, who is asking some actually very good questions of people.
Yeah.
I think that for the most part, everyone is actually handling and answering his questions and doesn't actually seem to have such a big issue with his viewpoint, except for Uhura seems to,
Yep.
because she herself is having issues with like whether or not she questions orders or not. Like you see Pike and Una, Pike and number 1 having a conversation being like, I hate this part, but I know it's important. I know that this is important. I hate this part. Spock is like, yeah, I get it. La'an is like, I'm super logical. That's why I've been boinking this Vulcan.
But like it's no strings attached. They're just like they're just having sex.
No, they're just, yeah, it's
That's
totally chill.
in the
It's
plot.
totally chill. And but also when there was a meeting, he gave her a cup of
Yeah,
coffee.
he gave her some water.
It
Oh
was
my
like
gosh!
like
And
in a mug. It was like a cup of coffee, and she looked at him like,
yeah, it
"Oh,
was
thanks."
so
It was
intimate.
very,
Thanks, babe.
very. I
It
was
was
like,
it was great. I was like, oh, I saw the thanks, babe.
I'm like,
Like the I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
ooh.
yeah. Unspoken. Thank you. There was an unspoken thanks, babe. So essentially, what happens is that there's this big space whale that they tortured into being a big
Becoming a
weapon,
space woman.
and they were going to use it to end their war with the Klingons. Nobody actually really understood what it was. Not, I mean, like it was a very need to know type of mission, but everyone figured it out pretty quick. I
Yes.
enjoyed, I enjoyed that they had that Una and Chris, since I'm using first names, Una and Chris have an
Captain Pike.
they're having an argument with Bob April, Admiral
Yeah.
Robert April, and but you don't get to hear any of his voice. It's all muted, and you only hear because like despite like this
This is
whole
a
episode,
documentary.
this is a
And some of it
documentary.
is redacted.
Most of it is redacted. I do think that there was a reason why. I think that that Captain Pike pushed for all of this stuff to be released so that they couldn't hide that those baby whales were on the planet and needed to be
Yeah.
protected, because if enough people know what's happening, then like there's public pressure type of situation. I think that he wanted,
Okay.
so I think that
I
there is
like that headcanon. I appreciate it.
I just
Um,
but the but this is also I think why Spock felt so free and easy in Star Trek 4 to just dive in and mind meld with Gracie the whale and and like be her
I
pal.
love I
He was
this
just
is such
like,
a
he was like,
Watsonian
"Oh,
take. I love it.
because he was
I love
like,
it.
I've
Maya,
talked to whales
I
before."
I I love what you're saying, and I love that you're this. That's cute. I love it. I think I want to be a little more Doylean in my reflections on this episode. So for our audience members, when I say Watsonian, it's like if you're talking about it like the characters are real and that stuff really happened. So like it's a fun mental exercise to be like, oh yeah, this stuff from the original series movies made in the 1980s was just set up and justified by this episode that was made today.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this was such all right. So I
Let's
noticed and
focus on
clocked
the
that
timing.
the most conservative and pro-military, pro-empire, pro hey, we're like what we're doing is right. We're held by black people. We're held by the people like Uhura has the most moral authority, just like in her character and in her vibe, which is why she had to be the one to counter Beta. Like Beta had to be like, I'm making good arguments, and then she was the only character that wouldn't be like, oh, you're this is a BS argument, and I don't buy
And
it.
then
And Starfleet is that.
they also forced the black woman to do the emotional labor for Beto, like written in that she did the emotional labor to like drag him into being maybe if not anti Starfleet, but pretty
Well, here's the thing.
okay with it.
He was he was never anti Starfleet. He was anti doing bad stuff and
Yeah.
covering it up and government shenanigans, right? And he was completely right, because what the fuck was happening in this entire episode? It was Starfleet fucking up, trying to keep all of the people in the dark so they couldn't make the right choice.
Yes.
And finally, they gathered enough information where they broke orders. So it's a complex episode that wants me to believe, just like all the propaganda shows want me to believe. Oh yeah, we acknowledge that there might be some bad things happening with the state, but as long as we have the best colonialist daddies, we'll be safe. Pike is my favorite colonialist daddy. He
Yep.
wears his hair swept up, and he will interrupt people using their power to be wrong to people. He'll stop that with all of his big ship power. He uses Starfleet. Ugh. I have opinions.
You do have opinions. Wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
I want to
I have
take
an
this.
essay on
No,
colonialist daddies and stuff.
let's just okay, so first number one, I like that these are things I like in this episode. I like that Uhura's
All
hair
right.
changed. I like her hair changed in different
Yeah.
scenes. I like that she had like her hair pulled back and then her hair out. Like I like that. And I also
Agreed.
liked her casual
Agreed.
clothes. I didn't have a shot of that. This is a shot specifically from the part of the episode where Spock tells his
Oh my
very
God.
sad story about having a friend with racist parents. And
I am
I
doing a very sexually attractive, karate kind of martial arts performance while I tell a story of the trauma.
sexy trauma, we like sexy trauma. We want to give him a hug.
Ugh.
Look how strong he is. I was just like
I
that's
feel
how I
like this
felt.
episode was written by people who don't respect me and don't like me and don't think that I deserve to have good Star Trek. I felt like this episode was like, okay, everyone, we got to get MAGA into Star Trek. How do we get MAGA to love Star Trek? Well, let's make one episode with it's just a hard, sloppy kiss to obeying Starfleet and knowing that it's about the people.
It's about the people
Sorry, I
though.
touched on.
But the Federation, here's the thing is that Starfleet isn't about the people. The Federation is about the people. Starfleet is the
Ooh.
military arm of the Federation. They
Uh-huh.
are the army. Now,
Okay,
they
okay, say more.
also explore space and are diplomatic and all of that. I did say that the difference between a warship and a starship is that warships don't have bars. Like, it's all aesthetic. It's
Okay.
all aesthetic, and yes, honest, like, it is not like we're not like here to like shoot and ask, shoot first, ask questions later. Like we're not gonna attack unless we need to. And then he's like, what if the Gorn attack? And like she makes a face like, you motherfucker. Because
Yes.
she's like,
I appreciate.
also, I was gonna say, well, and I did say out loud to myself, that's an unfair question. The
Yeah, it's like
Gorn is an
that's very
unfair
specific.
question. But I did like her
Yeah.
answer, which was, oh, if unless you can like guarantee destruction, you don't shoot, you run. You run
Yeah.
from the Gorn.
But,
But like,
but Maya, you're talking about how, like, is the Starfleet, the Federation. So Starfleet, you're saying, is that's the military arm. So when I'm
there he
watching Strange
is.
New World, am I watching a story of the Federation, or am I watching a story of Starfleet?
Depends on the episode.
Okay, okay, I like that. I like that because some of these episodes are about war and like political machinations.
So, for example, Star Trek Prodigy
Yes,
is,
love
hold
Star
on,
Trek.
here's the interesting thing. You would think that Star Trek Prodigy would be a show that's about Starfleet, since these kids are trying to get into Starfleet so bad. But this
Uh
is a
huh.
show about the Federation.
Okay,
because
okay.
because you have a ship with a bunch of different kinds of aliens that, it shows the strength of the Federation and cooperation, and like all of this cross species, cross planet, cross cultural cooperation. That's Federation stuff. That's Federation stuff.
Um, I interrupted us talking about things you liked, and I didn't really get into things I liked because I keep wanting to
I
go to the
liked
part that made
Pike's
me mad.
hair.
I always
I liked oh, look at this. I like this. I like this shot. Hold on.
Oh, well, this episode had gorgeous shots. Like it was really well put together.
Uh
I found it to be a manipulative, shitty episode with manipulative bad politics, but I liked the way it looked.
it was a beautiful episode. Now let's see. I like the design of the Chikari.
Yes.
I just enjoyed it. It was like some weird like alien butterfly, space whale type of thing. And I enjoyed that. But like, this is always going to be like, a beautiful show. Like like we don't really
Well,
have, I mean, like, generally speaking, for this modern
yes,
age Star Trek,
yes.
like, I'm gonna say that I can just be like, designs great, and then move on,
I
because like we
Here's the
know it's
thing.
beautiful,
It
unless it's
it
like
makes me
not.
think that back in the day they had to write better. It just had to have better writing because there was less special effects. So words had to do more labor.
I
Oh
think
no?
that I think that uh, um, uh, TV executives don't give audience people enough credit, and
Okay.
and
Yes.
pour their money and investment into flashbang special effects, and
Yep.
start
Because they don't
pulling out,
respect
and
us.
then start pulling away, they start pulling away from story, and from like story and things that like add to the universe, to the, like, the overall lore,
Again,
because
it's like we
that's
just want
not what they
people to
care
take
about.
your Star Trek. Take your dirty Star Trek and you'll like it. I feel like that's what this episode was. It was like somebody being like, take the Star Trek. We know you love it. Also, we know that you've been having your conversations on the internet about is it colonialist or not. So we made an episode to tell you
Oh
you're just
good,
a
yeah,
whiny
there's always
crybaby
that.
who has like weird feelings. This is about you and your weird feelings. And Starfleet's fine.
So
And you just stop like I felt like this was a subtweet to a big demographic of the audience that has critiqued some of the aspects of this
there
franchise.
was a line in this episode where Uhura was so Pike's like, we gotta put the thing in, and you're not allowed to talk to the whale. The whale, it nearly killed Spock and Chapel. Like, this is bad news. They're main characters. You can't put them into direct danger like that.
They need to stay alive for the next franchise.
And then she's like, bet, I also have plot armor. So there's no risk. I volunteer. Well, no. Which I was like, what does that mean? Like that. What does that mean? What do you mean?
Pike was like, these two people are too valuable for me to sacrifice them for this idea. And she was like, I'm volunteering to sacrifice. And like,
and
I
he's
felt
like,
she missed the point. Cause like, but then he was like, okay. And I'm like, that's not how it works, but all right for this episode. Sure.
So yeah, like I did write that. I wrote down, how is it not a risk if she volunteers? I enjoyed that she sang. She was singing when she was like sort of talking to the whale in her head, and I liked that a lot. Like there were
just horror and music. Yes.
Yeah. Because she's such a good singer. I also would have liked a little Ethan Peck singing, because I also love his voice, but fair enough.
Like
we only get to see Spock sing twice.
But it makes sense that she's hearing this space whale song and trying to translate it. And so she's singing along because she's trying to understand. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
It makes sense for her character specifically.
Well, specifically to her job and to her interests. Because, like, she's the reason why, like, a lot of communications officers, like, she's an inspiration to future people. We see that along the line.
Yes.
That like she's an important person, and her interest and drive is good. I did not like that this episode was essentially teaching Uhura that to shut up and follow orders. And even if you have a big problem with it, it felt like there was a lot of, because I know that she eventually got them through trickery by volunteering, to get them to see her side, but like she was questioning certain values.
Was she?
She absolutely was. And so at a certain point, story-wise, she and Beto are at sort of a similar place. And then she gets...
I felt like
that's why she got so mad. No, that's why she was so mad at him. Because he's calling her out. Because she doesn't think what they're doing is right. And he's calling her out for that. And then she's like, what? How could you do this? You're betraying.
But also he was reporting her. But also, like, it kind of sucked. Like, I get her being like, we're flirting with each other, we've got this intimate relationship, and you come to be like, hey, I want to talk to you about something real. And she's just like, yeah, let's talk about it. And then she's like, wait, are you recording me?
Bro records everything.
Well, you're right. Well, he makes the point. He's like, yo, I record everything, and this is my job, just like you're doing your job. It's not a big deal.
Are you recording this?
But
yes,
I understand why she has feelings about it.
Yes, I
gotta say, this is an indication of a good episode. When you're arguing on both sides for both characters, I do love that. Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's implied that Beto is always recording, but also not everyone is used to someone who is also recording. So sometimes you have to say it out loud.
Did you agree? Did you agree with Uhura's assessment that Beto was biased against Starfleet because he's mad that his sister got hurt in the war?
No.
And he doesn't think Starfleet's fair because his sister got hurt in the war.
No.
And that's why we need to hear him say a speech being like, I not only fly this ship, I also am pro-military and I love being in Starfleet. That's what it's about. I don't remember exactly what her speech was, but I was like,
I did hate that because
and I love Ortega.
So here's the thing. Erica Ortegas is going through it. She is going
She
through
is.
it.
Oh my
And this is an
lord.
episode where they could have had a really good conversation about someone who is definitely very pro their institution, but also has
Yes.
issues with how they operate. Because the thing is
Yes.
that Erica Ortegas right now is very, very aggressive.
Yes. Yes.
She has no problem with shooting first and asking questions later. Like,
Totally.
that is something that, like, maybe could have been a little bit more in this. That maybe his own sister is like, kill the
Yes. Oh
whale,
my
man.
god.
Like,
That
why
would
are we
have
even
been so
having
much
this
better.
conversation? And then, like,
Oh man.
or
That would have been an
blow
organic
them all
conflict.
up and blow up the planet so that they don't have whales anymore, whatever. Like,
Felt like Starfleet. It felt like there was a bunch of Paramount
it
executives
was
that
a
took out their
fluff piece.
toys during like a little like play for me to convince. Again, it felt like it wasn't for me. It was for MAGA to be like, and this is why Starfleet's actually awesome for this audience demographic. You'll love this.
It
And I wish they had a real argument. It didn't feel like a sincere engagement with the argument.
so that the question of this episode was, what is Starfleet? And Uhura says Starfleet is the people.
Okay.
And I liked that answer. Because, and I'll tell you again, I said, we the people are the ones that shape the future. And I was like, yes, I like that. Because, like, each one of these officers, especially her, shape the future.
But
They shape the way
but
that,
Maya,
but also,
it's a bullshit argument. All institutions are people.
yeah, of
Because
course they are.
so it's a bullshit argument. Starfleet is a paramilitary universal force that does exploration, science, defense, and peacekeeping for the United Federation of Planets.
Amen.
Starfleet is the people, the same as the police are the people,
The
and
thing
ICE is the people,
that's
and
why I
the
was saying-
government is the people.
So hold on. So I liked that, but also, like I said before, the Federation is the people. Starfleet is what you said. That big long
Okay.
thing. That big long thing that you said.
Yeah.
That's what Starfleet is. Just like Section 31 isn't the people.
So, Maya, I'm just going to argue that I don't think the Federation or Starfleet is the people. I think. So it's funny. I've been using the term. Oh, you got to think. You got to think. Do it.
It's like it's a okay. The Federation is actually a collection of people. It's
Yes. All right.
That's what it is.
Keep
It's
going.
a collection of people because it's the United
Yes.
Federation of Planets.
Yes.
So you have Vulcan, you
It's an
have Earth, you
organizing
have
principle.
yes.
It's an organizing principle.
Yes.
So I've been using the term federated so much lately. Why? Because the network of ensemble theaters is trying to figure out a way to aggressively share power with the hundreds of members so that everybody can like how do you have your own your own health insurance? How do you do this by sharing? What is Blue Sky? Blue Sky is federated. There are these ways of being online or sharing power where it's federated power. I'm not saying it right, but I'm realizing I think I'm really into the federation as a vibe, as an organizing principle for justice.
The United Federation of Planets. So it's a big group of planets that all agree on a set of principles. They also all agree that they have a secret group that gets to do whatever the hell it wants. That's in the Starfleet Charter, day 1. they get to, but also it's a collection of people. It's why in the 30th century when the Federation falls apart, Starfleet exists. Starfleet still exists, but it
She's
actually
referencing Discovery.
because
Season 4. Yes.
yeah,
Was it season 4?
4 and 5, 4 and 5. 3, 4, 5? Anyway, sorry. No, no, I don't have time to look that up. Let's not time. Anyway, we see what happens when the people start dropping out of the Federation because each planet, it's not about the people actually necessarily, it's about the people, capital P. each group of peoples. Like
So
without the Vulcans,
yes,
without the Andorians, without because I keep going back to humans and I want to use other aliens.
yeah, I'm glad you're talking
Like
about the other,
without
without the
the
Bajorans. Well,
Betazoids, the
yeah, yeah,
Bajorans, that like without these people, the Federation is
isn't
nothing.
what it needs to
And
be.
this and therein Starfleet is also nothing because Starfleet is
Right,
only the military arm of the Federation. So if there is
right.
no like actual real Federation, like they try real hard in the 30th century, like when the gang gets there, but
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
but like they're not really able. They're like they have one little eight like station that's going. They're trying to help people as much as they can. They're trying to still uphold the values, but they're not actually able to do what they are able to
I,
do
I
until
have an idea.
the following season when they actually start
Right, when
rebuilding the
they,
Federation, like actually
yes,
rebuilding the Federation. Like Starfleet is just
yes,
Starfleet,
yes.
and that's neither like Starfleet never
Like
went away.
the organizing principle is the decentralized power of saying yes to the universe. So like a federated social media network is a decentralized system. So it's like Mastodon. Mastodon is a federated social media network. So like yeah, it's like the federation is like Mastodon. Um and Starfleet is like a server in Mastodon. I love that Maya is like thinking about this very opaque and esoteric
Yeah, well, here's the thing is that I'm like,
But
I'm just gonna go okay.
all right, all right.
I'm just gonna go
Anyway,
okay on that.
um,
But uh
I like this idea of the Federation. Like, is the Federation decentralizing power or is it centralizing power? And I don't think you can centralize power when you have all these planets.
so here's the issue is that for a very,
Okay.
very long time, essentially since its inception until the burn happened, uh the Federation was centered on humans and centered on Earth.
Yes.
And it wasn't until after the like post burn when the Discovery fixed everything
Yeah.
that Federation headquarters were Federation headquarters had already been moved off planet. Or the Earth
Right.
Force, United Earth Force, had already been like, we don't, we're out.
Yeah.
We're and so but like I think that like they never should have been based on Earth to begin with. The fact that like I loved that they were just like in that big swirly space stationy area that and that was Federation
And
headquarters.
can
It's
I
mobile
just
and
I'm a
yeah.
yes, yes. But here's so Discovery, Star Trek Discovery, that piece of the Star Trek franchise storytelling. Star Trek Discovery was a decolonizing project. It was an
Yes.
attempt to tell the Starfleet story, but like could we make it anti-racist? Could we make it anti-heterosexist? Could we make it anti-ableist? Could we like try to stitch out this like you watch Roddenberry's like vision for the future and it's so beautiful except for racist heterosexist white dudes were producing it and they were like yeah no in the future everybody gets to have power except for women, they would never be a captain, and like because of their own narrow life
God, that was the best
experiences and their
episode.
own like colonialist stuff inside of them. I agree, that's one of my favorite. It's the worst episode of Star Trek
I
and
just think
also
it
one of
really,
the
really, really
most
shows off. It really shows off William Shatner's acting because, like,
it
like
does.
he
It does
queens it up.
actually.
He is a
Gets
queen.
into it, but also it's offensive. It's
It's so
anti-woman.
awful. It's
It's
so
so gross and
awful.
bad.
But like,
So,
I can
but
watch
like
it better
even
than
with
Planet Africa. But go ahead.
but again, that's what I was about to get to. Even with TNG, they're like, hey, it's set in the future. The things are cool except for Planet Africa.
Also,
Except for,
Planet
yeah,
All
there's 2
Women,
episodes.
Planet Tall
Yeah,
Women, Planet Tall
yeah,
Women and
Planet
Short Kings.
Yeah, Planet Tall Women and Short Kings, where they're mostly twinks that are getting abused. Where I was like, women being in charge doesn't mean we would be abusive doms. Like, that's weird. That feels like a male fantasy that creeps me
Yeah,
out. So that didn't work,
yeah.
right? And all of this, all the Star Treks, you watch it, but it's like it has the stuff of its time in it. So it felt like Discovery was attempting to be decolonizing. And I think, and I hate to say this, I feel like Strange New Worlds is trying to centralize the politics of Star Trek, where Discovery was like, let's really fulfill the promise of what this show's about. And Strange New Worlds is like, yeah, but we don't want to make white men mad. So like, let's just make sure that you understand that like we love the military and we center it. And I love Strange New Worlds. I'm saying a bunch of stuff because I think this is what I think the producers are making choices. And I see
agree with
doing it.
you. So it feels like what they're trying to do in some ways, story wise, is reinforce certain old timey opinions that were from the 60s TV show. Like, they can't go all the way. They can't go all the way because, like, they can't. Like they just
Like,
can't do
have
that.
there been any gay vibes this entire season? It's been aggressively heterosexist, men being into women. There's been a lot of it. I feel them doing it. I know because I can feel
Yeah.
myself not getting affirmed by watching the show where I'm like, oh, look at those two being sapphic with each other. I wonder if they're ever going to hit it off.
Nope.
And like, maybe they never do, but you get that. You get the tease in Discovery. In this show, I get to see Ortega's standing closely next to another female character, but it's not what I want.
No. No. It feels like someone doesn't want to get sued.
Well, someone doesn't want to get canceled. And who does the canceling? The incredibly conservative billionaire owners who got rid of Discovery. Because I'm going to say, Discovery had several years more of storytelling in that thing, and they had to shut it down because it was like, it was too gay. It was really gay. And it was really black. And it was just like, it was really what it was. And they were like, oh, I think this was a little bit about the Skydance merger. A little bit.
Um,
Um,
like, here's the thing. This is for all of you at home. We love Star Trek. And even bad Star Trek, we love.
yeah, yeah.
And frankly, bad Star Trek is almost like more fun in a lot of ways, you know? Do you know what I mean?
Well, this
Uh,
didn't feel this felt
well,
like
no, I mean, it's fun to
it
talk
reminded
about.
me. Yeah, no, well, I was gonna say like Star Trek with bad special effects, Star Trek with cheesy dialogue. I can be here for that. This felt like weird outsider politics being inserted in a really slick way, where I was like I'm being real
There, no
cranky while I'm
follower.
talking about this episode because I'm with you and we get to talk about this, but like it's actually a pretty well made episode. It reminds me a little bit. This is a thing they do. They do this. They do this type of episode on shows all the time, where they're like, "Oh, we want the characters to make the case for the show's existence and to clap back. It's well, not to clap back, to create a little fake argument that we will win inside of the show. They did that with MASH. It was a really good episode. I think it was a two-parter. It was really good. They do this with these shows all the time. Um, mm.
I lost it. I lost it.
They did it with MASH.
No, it was before that. I We were talking about other TV shows that do.
Yeah, they do this episode that are
these.
like.
Nope, but I do want to talk about one little thing. And that is,
What?
what the hell was up with all those really close zoom shots of Pike? Did you notice that there were at least 3 shots where the shot was like
Yes, and like
He's
here's the
like,
thing.
it's me, and I'm talking about like my ship and things that are happening. Then there's one shot where it's like,
Yeah, it's like up his nose. And
guys,
like here's the deal, Maya. Like oftentimes to signal with the camera shot, this is more intimate. They do a closer shot, and then to do a to signal, oh, I'm doing a close shot that's like that's handheld, that's controlled by me. It's like the face is really close to it. The choices they made for Beto's drone cameras, I just go, you'd think that the drones could make better choices. I thought the AI is making weird camera angle choices that are funky. I did enjoy them being like, oh, this is the one scene where Beto wasn't allowed to direct the cameras, so it looks really weird. But I agree. I would find it very distracting to have a drone this close to my face while I was talking.
well, that's why Una literally was like she
Yes,
literally
and
was like, because she's trying to talk to him, and she's trying to look at him, and there's a camera. Like if my
Yeah.
phone was the drone, it was like right here, and she's trying to talk to him, and so she's just
Yeah.
like, get it out of the way. Like we are,
Yes.
like
We're trying.
we
to
have
do our
been
job.
ordered. We have been ordered to help you make your thing and to give you like the biggest security access that has ever been given to anyone, like
Yeah.
just for a civilian. Get out of the fucking way, man. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like I did like, though, that the senior staff, I mean the senior staff.
Crew senior
I'm
staff.
not
Yeah.
talking about the bridge crew per se,
Right, senior staff.
but the senior staff, they've obviously dealt with being interviewed before.
Oh yeah, I like that like some people seemed like they had done this.
And
were-
Benga was like, you're not gonna get me to say things not gonna, that I don't want to talk about. Also,
I
I didn't like
yeah,
I didn't like that weird ass question that he asked Dr. Mbenga. I was like, why did you ask
the
that?
thing.
And you're making me.
This entire episode, Beto is a straw horse. Is that what it's called when you're battling a straw? Is it a straw horse?
Let
Like-
us know in
like
the
when you-
chat. Let us
Straw
know.
man.
Chat. Let
I
us
think it's a straw
know.
man. I think it might be a straw man, but like
Oh, the straw
he's-
man argument. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Where it's like he's a fucking ass. Like he's all right. They do this all the time in the TV shows and the movies, where they have the character that you're supposed to disagree with. They're making the argument that you agree with, and so they have to do shitty shit. Like Killmonger was right, which is why Killmonger has to murder his girlfriend, his black girlfriend, really viciously. So you don't listen to the good arguments he was making before he did that.
Yeah, they got to make him
Beto
bad.
has to exotify the subjects and also be sensationalize, exotify, and be suggest shit that like is like, I don't know if I like I don't think I like the storytelling that you're doing here. That said, Mbenga also, none of that was a lie. And Mbenga wasn't telling the truth because he never was gonna.
But
Like,
I
here's
think
the
that
deal.
Mbenga was like, I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah, but like
question.
that's Beto's job.
Like-
Beto's job is to be like,
Yeah, but he
yo,
wasn't offended.
as you-
He wasn't.
Yeah,
And
that's
Benga
true.
was
That's
like, I'm not going to answer that question. And then
Yeah.
Pike also was like, I'm
But-
not going to
but
answer
he
that
did-
question. Oh no, he said.
did
No, he
ask
said
him-
that's classified.
Yes.
But he said, "Have
But-
you
but-
ever
but I like
disobeyed
that-
orders?" And
I-
he's like, "That's
I like
classified."
that he was
Also,
just like-
all
Yeah,
day, every day.
He smiled. But I like the way he smiled and laughed and was just like, actually, I can honestly tell you that that's classified.
classified.
Like I'm not just giving you a line. Like the only answer I'm allowed to give you is this one. Fuck off, Beto. Is the vibe I was getting though from that?
I didn't like that they made him trying to get like poke and get reactions out of people. I especially despised how he dropped that her only friend was dead.
Yeah.
He's
Why
like,
would
he's
it's
like,
just
so did you
awful.
have friends when you were in the academy? Like, he was going on that
Like,
trip.
knew.
He
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
So he's like, did you
Yeah.
have friends? And she's like, yeah, I had
So
this
like,
one friend. She was a really good friend of mine. He's like, did you know that she died?
in this
Why?
horrible battle that you should probably be
You
against,
were
because
there.
like it's all war
Well, no,
wrong.
she was there. When the Cayuga, uh, like, the
Got
Enterprise was
exploded.
by the
Yeah.
Gorn. Like, she was there and ran
Yeah.
away. Like,
Yeah.
she did
Yeah. She
not,
just didn't know
she didn't look through the entire crew
every single
manifest
name.
because that's horrible. Because
Yeah.
that's horrible to do.
Also,
Jeez.
when you're in Starfleet, people kick it.
All
And
the
that's
time
real,
and
right?
every
We
day.
saw it in the last episode where we got just our most favorite ensign. Our most favorite ensign got horribly invaded by like an evil from the past that was scarier than the Gorn. But,
Gamble. That's
I-
it. Little Nurse Gamble. It
Nurse
was a gamble to love him.
Oh, Nurse Gamble. We were talking about this though. We were like, they're setting up Nurse Gamble as so lovable.
I knew it.
He's like
I knew it.
He was 2 weeks in retirement the entire time.
The
2 weeks in
entire time.
retirement.
Well, anyone who is that plucky, happy, and a rookie, a happy, plucky rookie, like, that's 3
Yeah.
strikes. Because, like,
Yeah.
even when he got, like, arm slammed and hit the wall when Spock
He was
hit
fine.
him, he was like,
was
ooh,
pumped up.
what an
Like,
adventure, guys. Like, this was the look on his face.
Nurse Gamble.
And then he's like, hey, what's this ball, guys? I'm just going to pick it up. And then they're like, careful. The second someone said careful, I would put it down and go, oh.
Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. Like
He said-
why- also
he said,
you're a nurse.
Claudia-
Why are you fucking around with shit? Why are
Claudia,
you messing with it?
tell me, be careful.
Careful.
Okay.
That's horrible and so real.
Like,
And
as
I'm glad
somebody
you said
said,
that was
be
amazing.
careful. Why?
Thank you.
Why?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
there
yeah,
something
like,
wrong with
why?
it? Why? And then I'm moving away from it. I'm moving away from it. I don't want
Here's
to.
the thing.
I don't want to.
Gamble didn't know because it was his first time out. He'd never seen another ensign get murdered for not being careful.
But,
He
like-
didn't have a chance to learn that important lesson.
But, like, here's the thing. I'm also saying, why didn't anyone say, put that down?
Yes, stop. What are you doing,
Hey,
Gamble?
don't just
Stop
pick shit up.
messing with that.
Don't pick shit up.
Yeah.
You have a tricorder, my friend.
Use your tricorder. Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
LIL ensign. Little ensign.
Lord have mercy.
Little ensign.
Okay. I wanna move the conversation back to the space whale
Yes.
and the nihilism and cynicism in their solution to the space whale problem. So the space whale problem is
Son.
you've got a planet full of people, and the planet full of people were colluding. Maya, I thought that they were cooperating with the Klingons. I didn't think they were fighting with the Klingons. I thought they were cooperating with the Klingons and fighting with another planet, with a different planet that had alien names that I didn't catch. That was the impression I had, which is why
I was a
somebody on the
little
ship was
confused.
like, "Wait, we're helping those motherfuckers? They're down with the Klingons." And Pike was like, "Hey, we're just following orders." He told them to move away.
Ortegas was like, oh yeah, because they wouldn't be
Yeah,
going against
exactly.
the Klingons. You're right, because
Exactly.
Klingons are like,
So-
Klingons at this point they're not enemies. They're not enemies.
Esque. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
not
'Cause
enemies.
they're not actively at war right now. That happens later in Enterprise or in Star Trek, the original series.
Well, no, I mean, the
Um,
war is over. The war
Right, exactly.
is over, but the conflict doesn't end until 6, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna.
When they sign the
Oh,
Kittimer
shit,
Accords.
okay.
When they sign the Kittimer
But, like,
Accords.
The Kittimer Accords weren't they? They were at war when the Kittimer Accords were signed, right?
No.
Can't believe I'm gonna have to go research my Starfleet history. Maya,
they
I will
were-
be watching some tutorial on this.
I was gonna say they were, and this is just my guess, so you'll have to let me know if I'm right. But from my guess is that the Klingon uh the Klingon Federation war ended, but
Yes.
the
And it was
Klingons
just conflict.
but the Klingons and the Federation were still in conflict. That's why I say they were not enemies, but they were not
Right.
friends, not allies. Then there was a war. Then the Klingons went to war with Romulus. And that was a very long war with the Romulans, but I don't think that happens for a while because we don't see the Romulans until TOS. Well, we saw them in
So
Strange New Worlds, but yeah.
I'm gonna move us back to my big question because
Yes.
I do want to try and end the show in a reasonable amount of time. Although I could talk about Star Trek with you for hours. I really could. I enjoy it so much. Okay. So you mentioned the Star Trek the Doctor Who episode. The Doctor Who episode that has a
It's
space
like
whale.
two
which is why we're
Doctor
calling
Who's in a
this
row.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the one where they're on the there it's Amy Pond, and it's like one of Amy Pond's first outings. Is it Amy Pond, one of their first outings
On Starship
No,
UK?
yeah,
Because she's
that's
still
the-
in
that's
her
the
because
episode
she's
I'm
still in
thinking
her
of.
bathrobe
Yes, exactly. Yes. So
and her nightshirt
So,
gown
so
thing.
in this, so in the Star Trek episode we just watched, the conflict is a group of aliens have raised an animal for battle,
Yes.
right? And Starfleet is like, yeah, sure, that's an animal that you couldn't. And then the second they can communicate with it, though, it's no longer an animal; it's a sentient being, which is what gives Pike, I think, the wiggle room to be like, I gotta let this sentient being make its own choices.
So they did not raise this animal. They captured it and tortured it to
Yes,
be
but
able to do the things.
But did Starfleet know that?
No, of course not.
And I'm guessing like Starfleet only wanted to know what it wanted to know. So like a Planet of the Aliens is like, yeah.
Section
so we
31,
really wanna
Section 31 knew, and they were
This
like,
is- that's what
they
I'm
were
thinking.
like,
That's
don't
what
worry
I'm
about it.
thinking. Don't worry
Starfleet
about it and keep it
intelligence,
real.
Starfleet
Keep it
intelligence
real.
probably knew. Like obviously Admiral April knew, but like all they knew, they didn't know what kind of weapon, but they knew that they were transporting some sort of, like
biological thing that would help them win the war.
Right.
So like Starfleet was invested in this planet full of people winning their conflict with somebody else.
Correct.
Which already feels off of the path of what the Federation is supposed to be doing. So it feels like shenanigans. And their solution to this, they say the animal was tortured so hard that it is only full of hate and anger and can only do violence. And its only choices are to end its own life by flying into a sun.
Just like Tin Man.
Or just like Tin Man? No, but like, here's the thing. Again, TNG had this idea and had hopeful endings. Tin Man found someone, was sentient, found a partner, and was able to continue living in space.
He was going to go into the sun, though. And then he was like, but now I have a boyfriend, and we can go off into space together.
But like, let's think about the first episode of TNG, right? Where 100% I ship them so hard. So hard.
They're like,
So you've got this original episode, you've got this like alien thingamajigger that like is being used to make a city happen, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it's like girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever is like, I'm pissed off, and is shooting
such pain.
Is shooting shit at the planet, right? You got to solve this conflict.
Pain.
I love that. This is a really accurate Marina Sirtis impression right there. That was really good. That was really good.
And then, but then they eventually figure it out. They feed it, and then
they save them.
And then she's like, joy and satisfaction. It was joy and satisfaction.
It was satisfaction.
Joy
yes.
and satisfaction. It was so much that she says it twice. That's how important it
was.
Yes.
So like the solution to the animal being tortured to make a planet full of greedy people get what they want The solution was the animal is freed and gets to live.
Yeah.
And in this episode, the solution was, well, I guess we can like let the animal end its own life by flying into the sun. And like that's the brave, amazing choice that we're supposed to be like, yeah, Starfleet is the people.
Quick question. Why couldn't it just go into the sun itself?
Well, that was the other part where it's like, oh, like
why did it need the ship to be like, it's right there?
Well, the story is, oh, I have been tortured so hardcore by these aliens. I can do nothing except for fight. So I need, so I'm trying to kill this ship full of aliens right now. I'm trying to kill them. If you want me to stop doing that, you have to attack me, and then go make me fight you near the place where I'll die.
Okay, cool,
so
cool,
really
cool.
It was more like Suicide by Cop, Starfleet style. I still don't like it as an ending. I don't like that. It's a storytelling trope that I really dislike, where the bad guy does a heroic sacrifice or like, and like that. I don't know. I
think that there was no bad guy in this episode except for Bob April.
The producers.
And Bob
April. The producers.
And Bob April.
Well, here's the thing. Why are they always making a black man hold the bag? What the hell? Here's the thing. I don't think is it Commodore April? What is April?
He might be a Commodore. I thought he was an admiral, but he might be a Commodore.
No, I think he's an admiral at this point. I think he's an admiral.
Okay.
I think that
he is Admiral April because it's an AA.
Again, like this is the problem with just doing your job based on the information you have. When your job is like, I'm withholding information from you on purpose. Go do your job without this data. I think that's always going to result in injustice and badness happening. Because you can say, hey, I'm just dragging you off the street and arresting you because I was told to. And then like people will be like, but is it right? Or should you? And you'd be like, I was told to grab these people. I'm just doing my job.
So this is what this told me. This episode told me that to always follow orders, because eventually they'll do the right thing and agree with you. Because that's what happened. So nobody wanted nobody wanted to transport this whale. Not one person on the ship. And like everyone has their own like quiet on camera opinions about it.
Right.
But nobody wants to do it. But they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. And then Spock does what is his job, which is to find another solution, which he does. He's like, oh, here's an alternate solution. They're like, that doesn't really align with our orders, so we can't do that. But then they didn't have a choice, so they had to go with the alternative plan. They still had to go back to Admiral April and keep asking, is this okay? We're gonna do this. Is that okay? But then eventually, in the end, they're like, yo, so this is like a living sentient life that wants to end its life. And we have to let it do that because it is not controllable.
And I'm thinking
about the reason why they let it dive into the sun, because nobody can control it. That's why.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason they gave, and I liked it.
But no,
it reminded me a little bit
gross.
of the.
I think it's gross.
It didn't feel like it was giving me the same. Like there's an episode of Star Trek Voyager where they're really wrestling with the idea of agency, of choice, of the decision to end one's life, and whether or not like someone should be allowed to do that. Because like they're like the Q are like, no, never, none of us ever get to not exist. That's against the rules. We will put you in jail.
Except for that one time. Except for that one time when we killed those two Q. But we don't talk about that.
That's because they broke the rules and they had a baby. It gets complicated.
But
anyway,
also sometimes you can have babies.
I will say this as my closing statement about this episode. Even though I came in hot today being like, this was a bullshit Star Trek. But you know what? we just had such an amazingly good conversation. And I like the actors, and I like the ideas that we just coursed through. I do think that the producers are doing some real conservative story shapes, and I don't totally love that. But Star Trek is so awesome, it's hard to fuck it up.
This is true. Now, I will end this by saying that I feel hopeful that this episode is reminiscent of a day and age during which politics were backwards in the Federation and Starfleet. That they aren't as forward thinking as they are in later years. I
Maya.
want to think that.
No.
Hold on.
No.
I know it's not
Like,
true. I know it's not true. I know that this is.
why do you think
I,
Wesley left? Wesley left for reasons.
but like this is what the Federation and in turn what Starfleet is. They are a military colonizing organization. The whole point of the Federation itself, is to grow and to get
Ooh.
more worlds. That's what they
So,
want. But like only the worlds that will sign the charter and agree with them, because it's a
but
protection racket.
ultimately, oh my God. Okay, so Maiamama and I are gonna have to have that conversation. Did you just suggest that the Federation was a protection racket? Oh my God, I
That's a
can't wait to have this.
protection racket. If you're not
Yes, we're
not
gonna
part
talk
of
about it. We're
this,
gonna talk
if you're
about
not
it. We're
part
gonna
of
talk
it, you don't
about
get
it.
money, or you don't get
Oh,
protection.
oh,
You don't get food, you
wow.
don't get
Okay,
medicine,
okay.
you don't get
Oh my God.
nothing.
There's so many episodes of TNG I could bring into this DS9. Just
Where
100
they're like,
yeses
it's
for
not
this
a Federation
conversation.
world,
Even,
leave them alone.
even like conversations that bring in Discovery and the future with the Orions. Just hell yeah. Um, Maiamama, thank you so much for talking about this episode of Strange New Worlds with me. What was the name of this episode?
What is Starfleet?
Oh, what is Starfleet? Thank you for talking about what is Starfleet.
Yeah, I loved it. All right, we're gonna go to the boom thing. Hold on, I'm gonna do it now. There we go. I got it right. Okay, now I should play that one song. You guys know that song, don't you? You remember it. It goes a little something like this. Thank you so much for joining us. Trek Talk is a Calling Up Justice production. I'm your host, Maiamama. For more information on me, check out the links in the show notes and in the chat. My links are linktree/Maiamama. Also, special thanks to our guest and executive producer Claudia, Alick. For more information on Claudia and Calling Up Justice, check out this link in the chat and show notes. That's linktree/Calling Up Justice. Also, if you want to get involved in the Calling Up Justice community, check out this link from our website. And on Fridays, I do a little get-together, hangout event in one free community digital third space. And if you're interested in joining 1-3 community, check out that link. Also in the show notes and the chat. Y'all, please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, comment, everything. Okay. Peace and long life. I love you. Bye.